What's up, gang? Today we're doing the brake pads on my dad's 2011 Toyota Camry. I'm just here at the AutoZone now getting the parts. Let's do this.
Alrighty then.
Brake pads acquired. Now we're heading to Mom's to put them on. Alright guys, so before we get into this brake pad change, I just want to get into a couple things. First off, I just want to thank everyone who has subscribed. I appreciate you guys for being here. Thank you so much. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart, honestly. The next thing we're going to talk about is your brakes and your tires are very important. It's not just for maintaining the vehicle to make the vehicle last as long as possible, but it's also for your safety and everyone else's on the road. So always check your tire pressure.
You're such a boomer.
And your engine oil and your other fluids if you can. I know some of the vehicles today, some of the newer vehicles have sealed power steering systems, so you cannot check the power steering fluid. But today we're focused on brakes. Now, how do you know when it's time to change your brakes? A, when you hit the pedal and you feel something weird, like vibrating, or it feels like something's wrong with the pedal itself. Or if you hear a squealing sound coming from your brakes when you hit your brakes, coming to a stop. That is the feelers on the side of the brake pad telling you that your brake pads are low. Or if you're just curious, you can take it to a shop and have someone look at it to see if your brake pads are low. Alright guys, so here is the specimen today. You can see it definitely needs new pads. It got brake disc caked all the way over this thing. The first thing we're going to do is pop the hood.
Duh.
Alright, so the first thing I like to do once we got the hood up is find your brake fluid reservoir, which is here. Now it shows it's down to the minimum. That's just because your brake pads are low. Once we push the piston back in place, it will be high. So you're going to take your brake cap off. I like to stick something over it that can let air through without fully blocking it off, because once you squeeze those pistons and the brake caliper, it's going to push that fluid level up, but you don't want it to be airtight in there so it don't explode on you. And then we're going to loosen the wheel.
We gotta be careful.
Alright, so what you're going to do is take your drill and a 24mm socket here. Then gonna put it on left setting. Oh, it's right, it's not left. So you're gonna put it on the right setting and it pops right up that fast. And I'll show y'all how to do it once we get it all set up here. So you're gonna want to just make sure you keep this in line to hit that between those notches, which is your lift point. Alright, so now we got this wheel loosened up. Just want to loosen it maybe a quarter to a half a turn. Little notches here. These little notches, that's going to be your lift point. And then once you get it snug, so that's why I would always recommend having some kind of a drill or impact drill with you. It can make your life a lot easier, especially if you break down with a flat tire. you ever get it stuck, just throw it back on a little bit, and then you can pull it off, and then you can take it the rest of the way out. Another little tip. Now we can take our tire off here. And I usually will put a jack stand somewhere just in case, you know. It's just kind of a safety backup. Just in case your jack fails or it falls forward on you, the whole car won't drop and slam to the ground. Alright guys, well, hopefully this is in frame. My storage on my iPhone has ran out.
Oh no!
Your brake calipers is 2 bolts, one on top, one on bottom on the back side here underneath. They are 14 mil sockets. So I'll basically get these things snugged up with my ratchet and my 14 mil. Make sure it's twisting left, and then I'll grab a hammer and just Alright guys, so I thought I hit the play button again, or the record button, I did not. These little shims right here, normally they come with replacements, but today our box only has the new brake pads. It doesn't even come with these little replacement wires, so we're going to have to reuse all of it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to find our new brake pads. And these are it. They do fit with the contour of the rotor there. And we're going to get our grease. We're going to open this guy up here. Got our dielectric grease. It's not a battery. We got our brake lubricant. There we go. Alright guys, so what we're going to do is we're going to take our grease here and we're going to grease up the ends here. If we can get it to come out of the package. These little ends here is what moves when you press the brakes. You go against that. So that's what we're going to grease up. Just need to grease the bottom up where it's going to be touching these little brackets here. And we'll just slide them on in there.
That's what she said. That's what she said.
I like to line up the top one first, and line up the bottom one there. Click it down in there till it's hitting that rotor. Yeah, they probably need some new rotors. That's probably going to be the next job on this car there. And then we're going to do the same thing with the other side.
Oh, surprise, surprise.
Sometimes you're going to have to get up in here. Alright guys, now we got these brake pads in. We're going to put these clips back on. And just go right in the holes here. Like so. Like that. Make sure they're pushed all the way in. And we'll put the caliper on. This little circle part here with the rubber gasket, that is the piston. I'm going to take this old brake pad here. And you're going to want to kind of center it up so that way it's tight against it. You don't want this thing going in at a weird angle. You ruin the caliper, ruin the piston. And you're just going to tighten this thing down until the piston's even. See, here is, this is what you're looking at here. That's the piston there. Here's the little rubber gasket there. And we're pushing this back down into the caliper. And I'll show y'all when it's flat. This piston is even with the thing. To be fair, the brake job really isn't that hard to do. It can be a little bit overwhelming to think about, but once you actually get in here and do it, it doesn't take very long at all. Back in. And then you'll do the other side.
Duh.
Alright, well, we got her all lined up. Now watch out, it can get caught on these little bushings down here. You can just push those in and make room for it if you need to. Just start putting these bolts back in. Now I'm just going to thread this one a little bit until it's about snug. I'm going to grab this other one and get that one going until it's about snug as well. Now I've had issues where, you know, the driver's side goes really good. You go to the passenger side, you get one that's stuck. It takes an hour to get it off. They're really not that bad looking.
Oh, okay. Oh, there I see it.
One side's screwed up,
Yeah.
and then the other side's not that bad.
Yeah.
But they're not wore.
Yeah, I'm in the water. That's on there. Yeah, it looks like it's stiff and rusty.
Yeah, but that shouldn't be doing that. But it's only that one side.
Yeah. That one looks pretty scarred up.
Yeah, you're gonna need new calipers at some point.
I shouldn't have picked one.
Oh yeah, I told you they're nasty.
They're dirty.
They're nasty. Ow. Yeah, I'll touch it. Alright, we got it all tightened up now. We're going to take this jack stand out. I'm going to clean up this tire before I put it back on.
Yeah, bro.
Alright, now we're getting the new wheel put back on. You always want to start these with your fingers. That way you don't strip them out. These studs can be a pain in the butt if they get stripped out. Of course, you always want to loosen and tighten in the star pattern. You want to go this one, that one, this one, that one, and then this one.
You're such a boomer.
Then I don't have my torque wrench today. Most small vehicles are between 76 and 83 foot-pounds. Some go up to 90 something foot-pounds. And then you have trucks that are like 120, 150 foot-pounds. Today I don't have my torque wrench, so I'm just gonna tighten them down good and tight. Alright guys, so I just got done with the other side of the brakes, got everything tightened up, got it back on the ground. Now we're going to jump in the car before we put this cap back on and push the brakes down. What this is doing is bleeding all the air out of the system, if there is any air in the system. Just want to pump it until it's hard like that, and then we'll get back out, put the cap back on. And the cap goes right back on. This one's just a push. Some of them are twists. This one's just a push. Goes back on there, and as you can see, the brake fluid level is now back to full. Which we have an issue because those pads I took out of there were not bad, but somehow the fluid was all the way down on the minimum, and then I replaced the brake pads, which they were still about this much pad left, and even more on the passenger side. So we're gonna have to take this thing and have it looked at. The rear brakes also look good, so there's no issues with that. So yeah, we'll have to figure that one out. Or maybe I can do a troubleshooting video on that one. We'll see.
Credits, go!
What's up guys? It's a rainy day. I just wanted to film an outro for the video for the brakes. Now, after you get everything all set up like I did, the last thing you want to do is take it for a test drive. I did not film the test drive, but I did test drive it to make sure the brakes were good and there was nothing wrong with it. But thanks for watching the video. I really appreciate you guys for being here.